They have gathered to pay tribute, to honor, to tell a man what he means to them.
I was coaching in Cedar Rapids, Iowa at Coe College. It just so happened my brother-in-law was the athletic director at Normandale. And he gave me a call and said, we're opening for football.
What followed was a mini dynasty on the west side of Bloomington, with a philosophy that suggested you care about the athlete as a person first. The rest took care of itself.
And Fred came to our high school, and he just had such a sincerity about himself, and he said, we'd love it if you came and played football for us at Normandale. And he changed my life path from just probably going to trade school and becoming a carpenter to college would be good for everybody, wouldn't it? So I tried that, and I just fell in love with Coach Moyer.
Normandale Lions, he's looking downfield. He's got his man open. It's number 85, Chad Olsen into the end zone for a touchdown. What a beautiful pass.
That was the theory. Go find kids that love the game, that don't know what their opportunities could be, and turn them in a direction that will forever change their lives.
The thing is, when he recruited me, he said, you don't ever want to get yourself put in a position of saying coulda, shoulda, woulda. And I was thinking about going to a vocational school to be a carpenter. And he said, that's fine, but you can't always go back to play football, and it's even harder yet to go back to college.
And oh, how that method took shape. Normandale didn't just win, it dominated a conference and a state when community college football was alive and vibrant.
All right, the handoff is to Nielsen. Nielsen's got it, brings it up, and he's in. 14 and 13 to nothing. Touchdown.
170 wins in a 21-year career from 1969 to 1990 for Moyer. They won state titles, and they maintained a brand that was a parallel to his personality. Not rah-rah, but oh so genuine.
His record, his great record, is an indication of the kind of coach that he was. But the guys that'll be here today and the stories that'll be told today is an indication of the kind of man and the kind of mentor that he has been. And that's really what he's been. He taught me how to play football as a young kid, and we had a lot of success in the football field, but really, frankly, he has been a wonderful mentor, and in these later years, a great friend.
This is a great party. This is how it should be, brother.
On this day, he is reminded of what he got in return.
You know, we love you, that's why, Fred, and you've loved us.
That tears you up pretty quick. As I told them, a lot of them individually, that, you know, they talk about what they got from me, but they don't realize how much I got from them. Oh, it is. Oh, that's awesome.
The once athletic and well-conditioned coach is not that same man physically. A condition that affects his lungs is more than serious. And that's why this day is so important.
I have a condition called pulmonary fibrosis. And it's one of those things they don't know where you get it, why you get it, how you get it, and there's no cure for it.
They are supporting him, and it's difficult to see the man who meant so much fighting a battle that is difficult to win.
We take what we are given and we go with it. And that's the same with this. I would love to stand around and I have a 12-year-old granddaughter. I'd love to see her get married. But that's not the way life works. So why fuss?
Because there's been so much to celebrate. The building of a football program while he built lives and then kept building them.
He's like a second dad. He really is. He was there for you to talk to when you were having troubled times.
That's what differentiates a great coach, that he sees what's really important. And in his teachings, they become different people. And when they become different, they become a team. And when they become a team, they become a force that is oh so special.
Yeah, we won a lot, and of course that's fun. You know, you want to win. You're playing these games to win, and so there was some intensity in what we did. But those, really frankly, I was in one of those earlier years, but it was a great dynasty that he built there.
And he started doing it at a time when young adults were a bit confused.
Those were the last of the Vietnam, coming out of Vietnam for a lot of our culture. a lot of confused, rebellious kind of kids coming out of high school, and Fred, and unbeknownst that none of us could have connected the dots at the time, but Fred was keeping our world intact.
I know I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for you.
I always told him I loved coaching football because it was a life lesson. Because if you get beat up on Saturday, you still got to go back on Monday and do the same thing over.
He mixed the rural kids and the city kids, and you know, it didn't matter what you were, if you were from the poor side of town or the rich side of town, if you were somewhat of a misfit, he cared about all his players and molded them together, and we had this tremendous bond that is just unforgettable.
It's just such a rewarding life. Yes.
Several of us have stayed in very close touch with Fred, and when we had heard a year or so ago about the issues that he's dealing with, really didn't have an indication that it was going to take its toll as quickly as it has. So he came back from wintering in Arizona, and we knew that he was deteriorating pretty quickly. So we thought we need to do something here.
Quite an honor.
The reason they all showed up is not because the man taught them football, but because the man used football to teach them that this is indeed the ultimate team game.
People are all that count. And, you know, we need buildings and bridges, but people is where it's at. And to be able to look at your legacy as kids like this who, you know, you had a little input on, and you made, you didn't change the world. But speaking from my own experience, I know what my coaches, and a couple of them especially, did for me, and helped make me who I am.
Life to the Max is brought to you by Life Touch, photography for a lifetime.